Perfect. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Yeah, first I share my screen. Yeah, that's good. Edit. See it. सही है, आ जाओ चलते हैं फिर। ये कैसे टॉप शेयरिंग एक सेकंड। कोई नहीं, फिर से करते हैं। विंडो लाइव स्ट्रीम एंटर स्क्रीन सिस्टम ऑडियो यस ओके बढ़िया है जी। चलो तो क्या है आज हमारे पास, हमें एक डेमो वीडियो देना है लाइक इंट्रो के अबाउट। ओके ठीक है। सो फर्स्टली आई स्टार्ट विथ माय इंट्रो लाइक माय नेम इज रस्तोगी। I am from Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh. I have completed my MCA in year 2023. In year 2023, I have a good technical knowledge about the Java core, advanced, and I have also knowledge about the Spring MVC, and Spring Boots. And now I start learning about the Spring microservices also. So I have some basics layers of knowledge about microservices, like how the services is created and Eureka servers connecting with the Eureka servers clients and config server, like this knowledge. Okay. So first, our motto is what we can create a Springboot application where we can build some application for Stripe API calls. Okay. So firstly, for creating the Springboot application, we need to create a Springboot structure. So for this, we go to Spring Initializer. Okay, nice. Yeah, in the project we choose the Maven, language is Java, and the Spring Boot version is anything, and name is test stripe integration. Okay, 1 second. Sorry for the हाँ जी, तो we are back. So Spring in I started the Spring Insider. Project is Maven and the language is Java. Spring Boot version is by default 2.3.2.3, and in the group we give the company domain, like what was the domain www dot in the reverse order. So here I take the stripe. Okay. Now artifact is the project name, so I take the project name as a test stripe integration. Packaging is by default jar, and Java version is 17. Now it's time to add some dependencies, like we work upon the web application, so I choose the web. Second thing I need is a dev tool, so I add a dev tool. Third need like yes. In this project I have to cover some REST APIs. So REST API is also included in the web, so I can cover the web and development tools. Okay, nothing is left behind. If anything else, so we can add manually. Don't worry. Okay, now we can generate. The project is generated and it is ready to download. So I can copy those folder and move to my workspace where I can work most times. So I can move it to the Spring Boot microservice tutorials. Okay, there I put. Yeah. Now I open the Eclipse, sorry, IntelliJ IDEA, where I mostly worked. You can choose any one of your favorite like Eclipse and STS also. So we go through the Marvin icon. This is M icon, and the plus icons, and there we go through the directories where we put our project. So in my case, it is in Spring microservice, not in the microservice, in the D directory. Spring Boot. Once I check Spring Boot microservice tutorial. Okay, Spring Boot microservice tutorial. Nice. So this is the second one, test stripe integration. You need to ensure like this file contain the POM or not. Like in the Maven project, the POM is there in cell file, so we can include those. Yeah, I trust this project. Yeah, look, they're downloading some POM files related dependencies, and after downloading, it is ready to. So where is test? Yeah, that's added there. Okay. Firstly, we close all the sessions, like all the session stuff, and go through the pom.files. So here I quickly confirm like I have two dependencies, DevTools and Spring app, Spring startup app. Okay, nice. Now it's time to do some configuration. Like not in the Maven, go to the source main in the resources in the Java. In the Java, we put all the classes, and in the resources, like if we are using some static files like front end, like a view file like HTML, JSP, so we can put all the files in the static folder. And if we have using the template engines like ThemeLib, then we can all put all the HTML files inside the templates folder. Okay, so we have some basic configurations about the project like server ports and application. So by default in the application.properties, we put all the all the applications and like properties related, application properties related stuff. So by default it put a spring.application.name. It properties used for naming the application, like as we take is test stripe integration. So by default it take this. If you want to change, you can easily change, like I change it to stripe integration. Okay, and now I change the port, server dot port equal to whatever port you like I like 9090. Okay, so quickly, like what was our requirement? So according to this, we have to create our project. So in the stripe integration, we have some endpoints. So we like to add those endpoints into our, like we can create controller for those endpoints. Like I quickly go to those endpoints, like stripe. Yeah. API reference. Go to the sessions. Session. Yeah, session. Create session. Yeah, the session object. Yeah, these are the endpoint where in our in our demo we have to create this the controller for testing all those endpoints. So I copy all those endpoints from there. Wait, why it's scrolling? Yeah, I copy all. Oh, sorry, my bad. Yeah, I copy all and put all there. Okay, okay. So these are the endpoints. Okay. Now, like this endpoints, in this endpoints, like we have a stripe API integration. So for this stripe integration, we have three methods, we have one session. We need to create the object for the firstly we need to create the object for the session, and this object is going with the endpoints, we can create the object of the session, get the object of the sessions, and perform get post and get by id, post its id and expire. So we can perform and get post first over the sessions object. So how was the session object look? We have a basic structure about the session object we use in our project. This is the basic structure we use. One is a session object in which we have three parameters. One is the id, second one is the name, and third one is the line item. Okay, list of line item. Line item is another class, another object which contains some id, name, and price. So we quickly create this. Firstly we create the object for those, then after we can create a service, and after that after that we create the controller instance. Okay. Okay, so for service classes I right click on the packages, new java class. So first name is the if we want us to create some folder in which we put all the models method, so I can name it as a model dot. So before dot the name we give is the model is the folder name, and after dot the name what we give is the class name. I give session. Okay, it create a session class. Look, it create a session class under a folder model. Okay, so in session class what parameters we have, private, and there is some id, name, and line items, list of line items. Okay, id, private string name, private sorry, list of line items, line item, line item. Okay, and line item is another class, so we can copy those name and create another class in the same folder in the model. Right click, class, line item. In the line item we have another 2 3 byte. So we quickly create a int id, private string name, and private string id, name, and price. id, name, and price. Now we also create some getters and setters for this. So we can easily create we don't need to write hard-codedly write these getter setters. We only use some right click and go to the generates, and inside we have a option of getter setters. So I select all, control all, select all, and okay. By default it automatically creates the getters and setters for these properties. And now I also require constructor. So right click, generate constructor. I use non-argument constructor. By default constructor, sorry, select none. Okay, it created a default constructor. And after that I have a two string method also, two string method. So I can right click, generate, and two string method. Okay, it created two string method. Yeah, I simply import here. Here we also create some getter setters, getter setter and constructor. So simply same thing also I apply there, right click, generate, getter setters, select all, and okay, it created get a status. Nice. uh, Generate constructor, select none. Okay, and at last I need two string. Okay, generate two string. Yeah, nice. So we simply created our POJO objects on which we create some business logic and try to implement those endpoints and write the endpoint. Okay. So after this, we need to create some service class. So right click, not Kotlin, new Java classes. I need a service class. Uh, Stripe service, Stripe service, Stripe service. Okay. So here we project like how to create, how to get, how to delete all this. So I can like first is one the create. So when I create a session, it simply give a return a session object to me. Okay. So I can simply create a session like return will be session type. It returns should be session type, model session, and method is create session. And what it take for creating a session, we need some request body, in the APIs through we get some request body from the APIs, and we pass it the what we get into the APIs, what we get into the request body of the APIs, we pass to the those sessions into the this create method, and it will save and call this. Okay, so we get some session. Okay, make it public. Return type is this, and this is the method body. Okay, yeah, before this I have created some list of sessions. List, uh, not a list. I use map for session. So in map, first type is the string, and second type is the session itself. Yeah, session itself. I name it as a session. Yeah, and sessions is equals to new has map in creating session. We simply put some values in the id and the session values in the this map. Okay, in creating sessions, so we call the sessions dot map dot put. Okay, input, first we pass the string, first we pass the key, and second value will be value. First will be the key and second value will be the value, and the key type is a string, and the value type will be the session itself. So in the key we pass the session's id, so I use session dot get id. So it give the id, and other method is the session itself, so I can pass the session itself. Okay. It gives some integer type values. Okay. Okay. Okay, no problem. Back to there. Like we get some like two string methods also we can apply. So systems dot two string it is applicable. No. If I type cost string, that's fine. No, that's not also fine. Okay, so what we will use to mostly. Mhm. Okay. Yeah, in session we also created a ID type as a string. That's why we use the map here. So I can change the type. Okay, I can change the type, but we can also use the parse method to convert the integer values into the string. So I change it into the string first. Yeah, okay. Now I need to change two, three places also. Like this is also get method is also a string. This is a set method. This is also a string, and yeah, it is fine everywhere. Okay, now I come there, remove this line, and it is perfectly working. Like I have created some session. I put some values into the session. So I put some values into the sessions, and in return we return the sessions object also. In return, we return the map object. Map of yeah session. Okay, we create a map, and simply we put the values into the map ID and the session itself. Okay, the create is done. If anything required, then we can like alter those values also after. Like simply we move to the create and get by id. Okay, get a session by id. So simply method is what, like we have sessions dot get, and we simply pass the id, so it can return the id. So what was the like body of the method? It return should be like some session single session also. So we need to return some single session, right? I put a session, and what session I put? Yeah. Here I return a session only. Okay, I return a session. I return a session. Yeah. Also, I return a session. How this is? This is the session. What we I returns? I simply put into the map and return it back. Okay, no problem. In the session, session. Yeah, get session. This is the session by ID, and here we retrieve some string ID. String ID. There is the some session dot get method, which will in return give me some session. Hmm. It will return a session, so I simply return those session. Okay, and retrieving all the sessions value, like I retrieve all the list of sessions. So what we need to do, what we need to do, simply go through like maps methods. Mm-hmm. So for adding, we simply use the map.put. For getting, and if I need some values only, yeah, not keys, only values. Yeah, get. Yeah, by using the values we can get all those. Yeah, okay. Public return type is a list of sessions. Yeah, return type is list of session, and get all session. Return dynamic sessions dot values. It will return what? I think what will it return? Mm-hmm. We will return new array list. Okay. Hmm. Okay. In the return type, we have new array list. In the list, we return this values. Right. Okay. For getting all the values, this method is using for get all sessions. Okay. And the last one is for get, sorry, remove session. Remove session. So for removing session, we return nothing, void, and delete session. Simply delete it by some id, string id. We simply call the session dot remove, and we pass the key, which is the id itself. So it simply removes the session. Okay. So we have all the methods, the first one for related, like simply created a map object which contain the IDs into the string, and other is a value which contain the sessions values in the key values pair I used. And other one, I have created a method for creating a session. So we create a session, for creating session we simply follow the maps rules. So we created a method session dot put. In the map we put some values where the id is the sessions id, but we give into the request body, and the other one is the session what we give. Okay. And get by id, we passes a id, and on the behalf of that id we can find the value by get method. Using the map get method we find the sessions by its id and return those sessions also. And get all sessions, so we can return a new array list where we use the sessions dot values method, which return all the values of the session. And for deleting we use simply the remove methods. Okay, now it's time to write the controller instance for all endpoints. So right click and classes and controller dot stripe controller. Yeah, rest controller. One more thing we have to do, like we write the some business logic in the service classes, so we must need to annotate it with the service. So like configure and find this as a service class, so they can Spring Boot consider them as a service class. And other one is this type controller, we can use this controller method, so we can annotate this as the stripe. And for request body, we have defined some request mapping, like a predefined request mapping, this is the endpoint for entering into our application. So what was the endpoint? These are the endpoints, where, yeah, these all are same. Okay, this. Okay, we see, for all endpoints, like for post, get and post, we have similar these things. V1 checkout session, V1 checkout session in there also, and there also V1 checkout sessions. Only thing is there only thing is change is the ID, and there is also ID and line items is change. And in this all the sessions is same, and in this ID and expiry is okay. So we can create the endpoints for those. So for in every method we need these at the starting endpoints. Okay, so I make it common for all the methods. And after that, what we need to add, we add for specific get and post method. If we need ID, so we specifically add in the get mappings method, IDs. Okay, so now I simply created the method for first endpoints. What endpoints it is? It is type post. So I simply copy it, paste it there. And what was the endpoint? They have post. So this thing is similar. So we don't need to put this thing. I simply created a post method. Post mapping. They need nothing. So yeah, public. And the return type is after creating a session, what will be returned? We can return some response entity. Response entity, in the response entity, what we return, we return some response in the form of session itself. So we can return some session. Okay, we can return some session and write the method as a create. Okay, in the create, what we required some request body, where the session object is coming. session Session object is coming. And we have written the business log separately in the service class. So we need to auto wired those classes into the controller, so we can easily use those method what we written inside the service class there also, by using the auto wired. So basically auto wired actually used for injecting all the dependencies for the other classes what they have. So we easily inject all the features of the other classes into this by using at the auto wired. Okay, auto wired, simply private. What was the name? Stripe service. Give a simple name, stripe service. It is auto wired. Now what I need to call in the create method, we need to call we have some method stripe service dot create session. Yeah, create session. In session, what we need to pass, we need to pass the session. Go to the this method, go to this method and see what was the its body pair. It takes some session values and put it into the map, and in the return it gives some sessions. So we simply follow this also. So in the method parameter we pass the session, and in a return it returns some sessions also. So in return we can what like they have written some session, so I can store it into the session as this is equals to this, and in return I put the session into the response object, response entity, return response entity, sorry, response entity dot okay, and in the body what we pass, like we pass the sessions body. Okay, no response entity, yeah, this is not okay, okay, no problem, like response entity, remove this new, we simply use this http like status, like I created, so I pass some status like http status code, not this http status, http status dot created, and in the body we pass the session. Okay, now it's time to create other endpoints. So I go through this. What was the other endpoint? It is a get by from id. Okay, I simply copy paste there, put this things. So the starting thing is similar, like this, only the change is there. Okay, starting is thing is similar, like we already, like we by default for all method we for in the starting we added this, and what we need to do, need only add in the get this id. Okay, so I write a get method, get mapping, get mapping. In the get mapping, we simply pass some id in the curly braces, like we pass some variables or path variables, so we can use the curly braces. So in the path variable we can capture those variables and easily use in our methods. So I can write a method, control method, in the return it also responds the response entity, and response entity of what, uh, in the get by id we can also return a single session, and get by id, and what was we passed path variable, what name we get id, and this is string id. Okay, simple. Now we call the service. In the service we forgetting, we write some logic, like here we'll write the logic for get by id. So what they need, they simply need a id, and then and by sessions the map dots get, they get the session and return the session. Okay, so simply in this type service dot get session by id, in the id we pass the id, it will return a session. So it will return a session, it will return a session. So we simply get the session, and in the return we return the response entity. Response entity, in the response entity we pass the status, like what status we get, status dot okay, okay, got the, and in the body we pass the session. Okay, and what was the third endpoints it's time to create, it is also get, in the last we get id and line items. Okay, okay, so it is a get method, get mapping, and the last we have id and line items, id slash line items. So id and line items. Okay, 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 simply write some public methods, and they return some line items, What was the logic for line items? Mm, hmm. Not written line items logic. Okay. I'll write the get session line items. So actually line items is inside the session, like we have some items, so we actually return those. Okay, so I'll write the logic for this. So return type is public in the list of line item, line item. They return the line item, list of line item, get line item. And what they they give some id of the sessions, like I have provided some id, and on the id basis you return some line items. Okay, so how can by the help of id we can get the session? So simply we have a method sessions dot get, and in this I pass the id, so it simply return the session. I get the session. It's a line item and list of uh, line item. Write this return as dot get line item. It will return a list of line items. Okay, now in the controller group I use this method. So response entity, what will the response entity types? Response line item, line item, item, and thus we pass the id. How we get the id? We get the id in the path variable, so we can use the path variable as id. Okay, no, use the service. Let's type service dot get, and the line item I pass the id. So in return what they give me, they give me a list of line items. So they give me a list of line item. I simply put line item equal to this, and in the response entity I return those line items. Okay, so the return type is return response entity dot status. Status is http. Okay, and in the body what we add? Line item, line item. What was the problem? What was the problem? What was the problem? Extensible oriented data had a base this code we used to what was the problem, man? Status dot. Okay, in the body what we like, what we return body. What? Stripe service dot get line items, and we pass id. Is it? No. New response entity type is this, and I pass the line items dot get body. Okay, and body, what we need to pass, yeah. Wait, need to pass the list of line items now. We singly pass the list of line items. It's a give error like I try to return the list of items and then the return type is the line item. So I make change it over the list of line items so it can like we solve this like okay. And other endpoints, other endpoint is get sessions, get all session. Okay, get all sessions. So for getting all sessions we have, we simply have a kill list. In the get all session what we return list of sessions. Okay, list of, so response entity, in the response entity we have list, a list of session. Okay, get all session. We require nothing. Wait a second, bro, I can plug in charger. Yeah, so simply service dot get, so it will return the list of all sessions. So it will capture list of session which I called sessions, and in the return like we return the response entity dot status, status is http status dot accepted, whatever status we pass, like we simply pass the okay. And in the body what we pass, in the body we pass the session, list of sessions. Okay, now all the endpoints is no, one is remaining. Yeah, the last one is for deleting. Okay, like I cover this for creating, for get by id, get all, and this is like get the session by id and its line items, and last one is for like deleting some sessions. So I simply write down like quickly, this is post method, post mapping, what they have, they have some id, and after that they have some expire, expire. Okay, I copy this id and expire. Okay, I put it there, created a public, return type is response entity, and the response entity, yeah, okay, the response entity, yeah, it deleted response entity of string type, some values, and delete, delete session. In delete session what we pass, we pass the id. So how we read the id from the like url, by using the path variables id string id, and we create call the service method for deleting, like delete session. In the session we pass the id, and in return it delete, and return nothing. So in return I call the response entity, response entity dot status, status http status, something like deleted, found, gone, done, yeah, फिर okay, done. And in the body we simply write some text like we deleted the session with id, This is the idea. Now our all endpoints is created, all the 5 endpoints are created. Now it's time to run our application, up our application, and test all the endpoints into the postman. Okay, so I simply one time update our product. I made many changes, so I simply click on the Maven, right click over the project, Maven, and reload project. Now it's time to run. So for running the Springboot project in IntelliJ IDEA, we simply go to the main class, where we write buttons, click and run. Yeah. So is start to running. Server is starting and it is building. There is building, and in sometimes it will start it. So wait for some time. It's executing. Yeah, our server is up. Our server is up on port 9090. We start the postman. Hmm, it's taking time. We can also check over the web also, for checking the endpoints. What was our endpoints? What was our application endpoint is we have HTTP local host, our port name 9090 slash this endpoint. What I put this endpoint. This is the our URL, URL for showing that our application is running or not. Yeah, our application is running, and return all the sessions. We have created a method, like a controller for returning all the for this endpoint. By default browser, Chrome browser is calling the get method. The method is get. So for get method, the controller it call the get for this URL v1 checkout sessions, as we defined there. See in the controller, stripe controller, we have a method now. Yeah, we have this method get. It will get all the sessions for this, HTTP localhost 9090. It is our default URL for this application, on which they are running, and the URL endpoints on which our controller is running, like v1 checkout sessions. And for this, we in the browser by default it applied the get method, so this method is called. We can also ensure in the in the console also, which method is calling. So output dot println will simply print some values, this is all method. Okay, for ensuring it, I rerun our Spring Boot application. So it's building and rerunning quickly. Yeah, it's again up. So I simply go and hit. It is giving the same, and back to our ID, and we get, this is get all method, what the system output we print there. they print. This means this method is called. So now in our postman, we test all the methods, like all the endpoints what we created in our the this id, like in the controller class what endpoints we have created. Now it's time to test. So for testing, like for creating the session, we need to some dummy data, like in the post create method. It requires some request body of session, and by default, the like in the postman, we when we call some method or endpoints in the request body, we pass the JSON types of method. So first we need to create a JSON types for this session object, and then we pass those in the post method types, and then it will return the session. Okay, so firstly I create the I create the JSON object for this session. So for this I take the help of chat gpt or some yeah, I take the help of chat gpt. Simply go to the chat gpt, pass him these two things. Yeah, my internet is a little bit slow, so it's taking some time, so wait. Okay, collection, I named it as a stripe integration. Yeah, stripe. Okay, okay, okay. Take your time, man. Take your time. Yeah, stripe integration. Stripe integration. Okay. Let me check. Yeah, there. There it's created. So no. It's already there. It's already there. Where? Stripe integration name is taken. Yeah, this one. So I quickly put some request for this, and then after creating the JSON object, we quickly test all the endpoints. Okay. Mm, I quickly copy the endpoints. This is our base endpoints for all methods. I paste it there. I pasted there. This is for get all sessions. Okay. Now we simply say, and after some time we check all. Let me check. My ChatGPT is on. Yeah, my ChatGPT is on. So I can quickly create the JSON object for this. Yeah, create a JSON body request for the session object with some dummy data. Okay, I paste my session object. Boom, it gave me a session JSON object. Okay, I simply copy. Go to there, the postman, in the body, in the raw JSON, I put it there. Change the method type is post, and this is HTTP localhost 1990 slash 1990 slash what was our URL? Yeah, this. Yeah, this. And for creating, we have only what was the URL and endpoint, like we follow this method now, post mapping for creating some sessions. So for all method we have this endpoint v1 checkout sessions, and after and the method is post. So now this request is created, and for this method we require some request body. For request body we pass this JSON values, like we copy, like we created from the chat GPT. Okay, so I simply hit and wait for the response. Yeah, in return what it return, like it return the some id which is session 123, name example dot session, and in the line item it return null. Why it's returning null in line item? I put all the values for the line item, but why it's returning null? Okay, go through the methods again. Controller, what I do? It's time to realize. Who find the mistakes? Okay. Stripe, create session. Go to the